After divorce, where did we take our wedding gifts? When couples divorce, where do they take their wedding gifts? This is something I believe that a lot of people are not discussing out there when they discuss about divorce. And for my case specifically, we had a lot of wedding gifts. A lot of people attended our wedding. Now, I know somebody will come and tell me that, Gidi, you are giving a lot of your private information online. You not stop giving a lot of private information online. This is not about giving private information online. It is helping a young man out there who wants to get married to understand the practicalities of divorce. That when you part ways, what is this matrimonial property that people say you should divide? What if wedding gifts are involved, for example? Now, how do you handle this? Now, this is where things become difficult, and I want people now to understand how it becomes even more complicated when you start handling the aftermath of divorce. And specifically in this video, I am talking about wedding gifts. Now, when I got married in 2017, a lot of people attended that wedding. A lot of people came. I'm sure some of you are even watching this video and you attended my wedding. You came in large numbers. I remember when I was at the reception and I looked at the whole field. We did our reception at Huisero Girls High School. And that field was full of people. A lot of people. Our church, a lot of Seventh-day Adventist churches came. I was a youth by then. A lot of my fellow youths came. They attended that wedding. My schoolmates came. Some of my fellow youth in other churches came. People that we worked with came. Friends of my father came to that wedding. A lot of people attended the wedding. And you know, that is the reason why it was very difficult for me to divorce when I was in that marriage, because I felt like a lot of people had high hopes in this marriage. A lot of people who trusted my dad, a lot of people who trusted me for being a good youth in the church, a lot of colleagues that we worked with, and they were celebrating that I'm getting married. Some of the people I didn't even know them, but they knew me and they came. People came in large numbers. And what happens when people come in large numbers? You can only expect that they will give a lot of gifts. Now, they did not disappoint. During the time when they were giving gifts, we were sitting there and they were gifting us. We were given a lot of presents. A lot of wedding gifts. I think we even called people to provide security. We had a lot of youths now surrounding the gifts. It was like a hill. We were given beds. We were given fridges. We were given dispensers. A lot of utensils. Some of them gave us clothes. Some people came with this children attire. Some of them came with this seat that the children. It's a car seat of a child. I don't even know how they knew that I would own a car. Some people came with. I can't even mention. I know utensils, the sufurias and the cups were many. Those ones were many. But we had amazing gifts, even cash. Some people came with a lot of cash. I just don't want to say how much. But after the wedding, we had a lot of cash. And you know, after the wedding, people told us that these elderly people now, they told us that people, they try to bewitch couples through wedding gifts. And so these wedding gifts, don't open them. We will pray for them before you open. But we felt that the money was needed quite faster than these other gifts. And so we told them to come and pray for the gifts. So the following day, our parents were there. We had some spiritual leaders there. And then they came, then they prayed for the gifts. The house was full. The whole sitting room. And you know, we carried some gifts. We put them in our mother's house. We had a lot of gifts. We could not even easily find places to sit. A lot of them. So when they came, they prayed for all these gifts. Then they told us that now you are free to use the money and the gifts. Now we say to kutakasa. How do you say it in English? Is it to sanctify or to do what? Yes. So these things were now protected, and we were now free to use them. Now, the first thing was to distribute some of these wedding gifts, because they were too many. We could not even use them, the two of us. So we started giving out some of the gifts. The gifts were many. We gave our mothers, we gave some of our aunties, we gave some of our friends, the duvets were many. These duvets, we had mattresses, we had beds, some of them brought chairs. People brought a lot of things, furniture. We were given like a whole house. There was no need to purchase anything. People came with a lot of gifts. Now, after that, then we start living. But now these wedding gifts are many. Now what do? Now I told my wife that now what we do, let us put some of the gifts in our mother's house, because there was an empty store where we would store those gifts. Then our mother told them, no, those gifts are yours. No, we told them these things are many. We can't even stay in this house. They are many. So we took some of them, we started organizing them, we organized them. Then we made sure that they were safe. Then we went on with our own errands. Now, this is where something gets interesting. This marriage turns sour. I don't want to talk about marriage. I want to talk about the wedding gifts. That's the main reason of this video. The marriage turns sour. We are now living in town because, as I told you, you know why we went to live in town and I got out of home. Now the marriage turns sour and we have to part ways. Now we part ways now. After we part ways, you know, we had even forgotten that we had some of the wedding gifts, because we went with some of the wedding gifts and then we left so many others. Then after we part ways, then I come to calm down and I think about the divorce. I think, you know, the divorce process. When, you know, by the way, when you are going through marriage problems, you don't even think about some things. Like, for example, the most important things like those utensils that we were given, those we were not even taking them to use them. They were many. The furniture, the duvets, the clothes we were given, some of them gave us cloaks, some of them gave a lot of things. Then we were not even using those things. We were not even thinking about them. When we had problems in marriage, we are thinking about the problems in the marriage, not the wedding gifts. So we run around solving these problems until we forget that even we have gifts. Then we left the gifts like that. So after divorce, I go and check how many gifts were we given. 9 years later, because I stayed in marriage for 9 years, I'm looking at, we were not even able to open all the gifts in 9 years. And then now, recently, I think it was the day before, I went to open those wedding gifts. Man. People really wanted this marriage to work. People really wanted this marriage to work. We were given expensive gifts. A lot of people entrusted us with, I don't know. Now, this is the reason why I was holding on to that marriage, because a lot of people had high hopes with the marriage and they brought us a lot of things. I'm now opening the gifts. I was opening the gifts the other day. Some of them I opened them yesterday. And then I was looking at them and then just wondering, wow, we should have opened these gifts together. Now, I don't even know if she knows some of the gifts. Maybe she will learn through this video. But now, because we don't have healthy communication, I don't know how we can communicate. Now, because we don't have healthy communication, I don't even know whether she needs some of them. Because these gifts were many. And then I was just sitting down wondering, will she need some of them? And the quickest answer some people will give is that yes, she needs some of them. And of course, because she was the wife in the marriage. But then again, the angle by which people give that justification is very funny. They say that you both contributed to getting these things. When I was talking about, for example, the story of Waweru and the wife, and maybe this story of Mutiso and how their property in the marriage. Now, these wedding gifts are like some property, some of the property in this marriage. And then people are saying that you have to divide them into half. Why did the court allow the husband of Mbithe to take everything and not Mbithe to take anything? You see, there's something you people don't understand, that there's something we call contribution. And I think the court looked at it. Now, what did she contribute? Did she contribute to buying some of these things? No. Did I contribute to buying them? No. Who funded the whole wedding? You know, I funded the entire wedding. I funded the whole wedding. And in most cases, it's the husband who funds the wedding. Most of these weddings that we do, it is the husbands who fund them, not the wives. You know, the wives just come to, we want to get married. We want to enjoy. You know, we are getting married. Hey, come celebrate. You know, if they have friends, they call their friends to come and feel jealous. But then again, the person who is in pain after funding the marriage, it is the man. Okay? Now, I'm looking at the wedding gifts now. How do I distribute them? Should I look at according to contribution? Will she need some of them? I'm not creating this video to seek your opinion on how to distribute them. But then again, I just want a young man out there to look at this whole thing as a very complicated thing that you will have to encounter when you divorce. Now, that is not even the issue again. The issue is this. Now I have these gifts with me. Some of them, they even outlived their importance, because now I don't have small children. My children are grown up, but I had a lot of clothes of the children. And then now I'm asking myself, when I get married now, should we use these gifts with my new wife? That if I get another wife, should we sit down and now plan how to use these gifts? Or should I contact my ex-wife and give her these gifts? You know, these are some of the things that you will now start thinking about after divorce. It is not easy to divorce. You know, some of you just say, you know, when you have a problem, just part ways and get another one. These are some of the things you start thinking about. Some of these things were prayed for. These things, I consider them to be sacred. For those who don't believe in religion, please spare us a minute a bit. Some of these things were put in the hands of the Lord. That is what we say. They were dedicated. I know I talked about sanctification, but then it's dedication. They were dedicated in the hands of the Lord. And then they were given to two people, that you will live together, and then you will use these things. Now, when she doesn't talk to me right now about these things, when I get another wife, should we use these things in the same house? I know somebody will tell me no. This gift, give some of them to her. Now, when I give them to her, when she gets another husband, will they use the gifts those gifts in the house? The gifts that I was given in marriage to use with her. That now it has reached a point we have parted ways. That now we should now divide these gifts among ourselves. Now she goes there with some of the gifts to use with another husband, and I remain here with some gifts to use with another wife. Now it looks funny when you say that I give her some of the gifts to go and use them with another husband, another man like me. Bro, can you go and buy your own things? You know, that's now what goes through my mind right now. We are talking about wedding gifts. I know some people want to talk that we have people with the property. We have people with billions of property. They are not talking about it. No, we know those are billions of property. Here we are talking about small things. We are talking about gifts. We are talking about these small things. Leave alone the property. How do you handle it? You know, there is a young man out there now who is preparing to get married, and he's not anticipating divorce. He's not aware that this thing can happen. You know, when everybody gets married, anytime you enter marriage, you never think about divorce. All the people who got married, they never ever think about divorce. Nobody enters marriage thinking about divorce. But surely, a lot of you young people are going to part ways. You are going to divorce. Now, the problem I have now is some of you who entrusted us with some of these things. I've seen some of the things that you gave us. Very expensive things. I have them now. I don't know. You know, I don't even know how to say, I want to thank you, yes, but then again, I failed you. I failed you people. You entrusted me with these things to take care of them in a marriage setup, but now I'm taking care of them alone. Now, how do I say? Do I say I'm sorry? But then again, I worked on this marriage to work, it didn't work. Now, how do? I can't return them because it's not practical to do that. Now, I will use them, but then again, I will feel guilty that now I'm using these things alone. I should have had my wife here to help me use these things. Now, when I get another wife, we should be using these things together. Now, how does she handle life? I know she can buy. I'm not saying that she cannot buy, but these things were given to both of us. I can divide them and give her. But again, she should go and get another husband with some of these things. And a fully grown man getting into the life of a woman with gifts she got from another marriage, it doesn't sound practical. Now, this is the reason why they say even God hates divorce. Even God does not like it, because after you divorce now, a lot of issues now start coming up. Then you are not in the right mental state. You wonder a lot of things, bro, a lot of things. And then I just feel like I am sorry for those of you who gave us those gifts. I'm really sorry that this thing had to come to an end. And the gifts that you gave me, a lot of them, I now have to use them alone. It is not that I did not open the gifts because I hated them. No. The gifts were many, and some of you actually wrote your names on those gifts. You wrote that from somebody to you, from somebody to you. I'm now seeing some of your names. Some of them died, man. Rest in peace. Some of them are dead. Some of them gave me their gifts. Some, although I thanked them for attending, I know they attended. When we were reading, after the wedding, we were reading and then writing down all the people. We had their contacts. We sent them a message. We told them, thank you for attending our wedding. Thank you for the gift. But then again, you go and forget. Then later you come and open the gift, and then you find what? Somebody bought me a gift worth 15,000. Somebody bought me a gift worth 20,000. I was doing the calculation, and those gifts came to about 900,000 Kenya shillings. Those in wedding gifts, a lot of gifts. And then some of them died. And then you're just remembering. Then you say, should I go to that funeral again and then just stand at the grave? Then say, thank you. Now what do you say? These people really wanted me to stay married. Young men, marry the people you can stay with. Marry the people you can live with longer. Do not get married to people you will divorce. The problem is you don't know when you'll divorce. But then again, you will know the telltale signs. Like for me, for example, I ignored the telltale signs of divorce. One of the things I ignored is the friendship aspect. Another thing I ignored is just the genuine interest in me. I thought that you can just go and marry and then the life will just be okay. But then I felt no. Then some people were asking, then why did she get married to you? I also don't know. I don't know, man. This girl was not interested in marriage. This lady was completely not interested in marriage. And the 9 years that we were together, I was the one pushing everything to make this whole thing work. And there are a lot of witnesses out there. I was calling so and so. I was calling so and so, telling them that I'm suffering here. Come here, help me. I'm trying to make the marriage work. Because these are some of the things I was looking at. People really wanted this thing to work. And I also wanted the marriage to work. And then the aftermath of divorce, you look at it and then you say, what? You ignored a lot of telltale signs. And that is why I tell young people, young men out there, that you can actually see divorce before it happens. It is just that you are ignoring it. This girl does not really like you. She's not into this thing. You will not force her, yes, because a lot of ladies actually want husbands. And husbands who are doing well in life. If you are a bright young man, you know you have a vision in life. You know how to talk very well. You know how to plan your life very well. You have a good career. You have good income. A lot of ladies would want a man like you. I'm telling you the truth. Just like we want beautiful girls out there. We want beautiful ladies. Let's not lie to ourselves. When you see a beautiful girl, you want her. Now, that's the same case with ladies. When they see a successful young man, they want him. I know right now a lot of ladies want me to marry them. When I say that I'm not getting a lady to marry, it does not mean that there are no ladies to get married to me. No. Bro, I know a lot of ladies would want security, would want a man who is doing well. A lot of ladies who... Now, am I doing well? Now, according to my own standards, I know I am doing well. My kids can go to school. I can live well. I'm not suffering here and there looking for work. No. I'm not in that stage of a young man who is still figuring out life. I am in a place where my graph has now... You see, there's a place where the graph goes up and then it stabilizes. Now I'm at a middle age where I have now a clear path where I'm headed in life. So I have achieved mental and physical and I have achieved stability in different aspects. And so a young lady can come and then see that this is a man who is now level-headed. He knows where he's going. A lot of ladies would want to get married to me. I know that. And I have received a lot of messages, a lot of ladies telling me that. But then again, the problem comes, ladies want a husband. They don't want marriage. They just want a man. I want a man for myself. I don't want marriage. Now I can see that ladies want a husband. They don't want marriage. And that's why I feel like, and I really forgive her. She wanted a husband. She really, really wanted a husband. But she did not want marriage. And now I can understand people who really say that a lot of ladies want husbands. They don't want marriage. And when you go to a church setup, you find a lot of ladies, they want pastors to pray for them to get a husband. For example, right now, I want a wife, but I'm not asking people to pray for me to get one because I know if I just want one, I have to calculate 1, 2, 3, and I'll just get one. But we have so many ladies in church praying to God to give them husbands. They want husbands, but now they don't want a marriage. They want a man, but then they don't want to be a wife. I want they don't pray that God give me a man I will submit to. God, please give me a man I will respect. No, they don't pray like that. They don't pray that God bless me with a marriage. Now you see, at this age, I can see, after I have gone through those problems of marriage, I can now clearly see that a lot of ladies want a man. They really don't want a marriage. They don't want a home. They don't want a stable environment where they can stay. And that is why when you marry a lady, she's now free to be moving around with you. Like now she told me that we can go and stay in town. I don't want your home. You see, she wants you, the man, not the home. She wants you, the man, not the marriage. She just wants to walk around saying that I have a man somewhere. You know. And you find that you, as a man, you want a home. You want stability. You want a marriage. You want to settle down. That is why they say settling down. You now want a place where you can come and say, this is my wife, these are my children, this is my home. Now, this is marriage. As a man, you want that environment of marriage. But then again, pray hard that as you are a young man, you don't find a lady who is just looking for a man. A lady who is just looking for a husband. And you can easily detect this when you are talking to her. Just communicate to her and then ask her, or even just listen to her words. What does she want? You will hear her say that, I really need a man. I really need a husband. You see, when they talk about the man, you see, I see ladies say that, my man. They are proud of their man, not their marriage. Okay? Not my marriage. It's very difficult. When she talks about her marriage is when problems have come up. That my marriage is problematic. Now that is where she talks about marriage. But she doesn't talk about my marriage. No, my man, my husband. But does she want the marriage itself? Does she want a man she will respect? Is there a genuine interest in you? Is she genuinely interested in you? There is that genuine desire that you cannot negotiate. Does she really want you? Is this desire genuine? Start reading those signs early. Because if you don't, you end up in the situation I am in right now. Single with a lot of wedding gifts. Now, how do you handle wedding gifts when you are alone? I don't know. I don't know. Should I give some people? It is something I'm still thinking about. Who do I give? I don't know. Now, am I creating this video because I've come to a conclusion? No, I don't know. I don't know what to do right now. So young men, just take care. Because the aftermath of divorce, there's a lot to think about. You will have a lot of things that you thought will make the marriage work, but then the marriage break up and then you have them. Now, how do I handle this? I don't know. So young men, this is what happens when a man divorces. You go into a state of confusion. That now, how do I handle this? I'm still figuring out how to handle this. I don't have a final decision on how to handle them. But then again, when I marry a new wife, please come knowing that everything is there. We will use them and then we will be living together happily forever. And I have to check if you have a genuine desire in me so that we can come together to an agreement on how we are going to use some of these things. Thank you for listening to me. This is Gidi Akali and we shall meet again in another video. Peace.